Skinny Hardaway Southern T, back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, hit that thumbs up. If this your first time, don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button there as well. Hit that subscription button right now. We talk this good boxing, MMA, sports, parlays, predictions every single day, and not just today. Today, we here with a Super Bowl EP, Super Bowl 59 EP. We got a rematch of Super Bowl 57. This is the Eagles' third Super Bowl in 4 years, or second Super Bowl in 3 years. This is the Kansas City Chiefs' third Super Bowl in 4 years. And we got a rematch of Super Bowl 57. And by that, I mean making it, right? The third time making it. KC actually has won it 2 of the 4 times. Philly has won it 1 out of the last 3 times, right? So both these teams making multiple appearances in the last 5 years to the Super Bowl. But I ain't gonna waste too much of y'all time, man. We got a lot to talk about with this game in particular, so let's go and get into it. So what I'm about to do now is we're about to go through each team keys to victory. We're gonna start with Kansas City. I think Kansas City, number one key to victory is no turnovers. The reason I say that is because Kansas City's offense hasn't been the most explosive this year like years in the past, so they really can't afford the turnovers. You know what I mean? In this game. I also control the run game. Well, control the game clock, right? And that has a lot to do with controlling the run game of Philly and Saquon Barkley. And how do you do that? You got to keep Philly off the field. So I think them keeping Philly off the field is going to be a big part for them to win this game. And last but most certainly not least, I touched on it just a little bit earlier about KC not having the most explosive offense this year. These receivers, this receiving core include Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce hadn't had his best year either as well. They have to play big in this game if they want to beat this Philadelphia Eagles team. This Philadelphia Eagles defense is playing out its mind. The Philadelphia Eagles offense is also playing really well. So the receiving core is going to have to play big on offense for them to be able to compete. All right, next we got Philadelphia keys to victory. Philadelphia first key to victory is control the ground game. That's Saquon Barkley. You know what I mean? He's pretty much ran them all the way to the Super Bowl. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You want to make Mahomes uncomfortable, right? Put a little pressure on him. You know, put pressure on him in the run game. Put pressure on him in the passing game. You know, give him some different kind of looks, some disguises. And also, if you feel it, you're going to want to make every scoring opportunity count. Because, like I said earlier, KC's defense is their strong suit. Their offense hasn't been, you know what I mean, the best this year, right? So if you can put points on the board and keep that pressure on them and force them to have to do more so you could do less, I think that's going to play big in Philadelphia, you know, winning this game. Even if Philadelphia is able to get a field goal off of every possession, right, I say put that pressure on KC's offense and make them perform because, you know, we pretty much know Philadelphia's offense has been performing up until this point. All right, so what we about to do in this section is I'm about to make my actual game pick for y'all. And then after this, I'm going to give y'all a parlay and some props and some plays, you know, for this game. So this is normally the section where I come in here and I give you, you know, their stats for the year and whatnot. But this the playoffs, so that's what we go focus on. We go focus on what they're doing in the playoffs. And both these teams are playing a lot better now than they are playing a lot better now in the playoffs than they were for the regular season. Mostly Kansas City's offense. Kansas City's offense looks like they have found their rhythm in the playoffs. They playing a lot better in the playoffs than they played during their regular season. Philadelphia's passing game has improved from the regular season up until now. Jalen Hurts made a joke, but it's almost like, you know, they took the handcuffs off of Jalen Hurts, and they have been looking pretty good in this playoffs. If we're going like just overall team talent, team for team, I do think Philadelphia is the more talented team. Outside of the quarterback room, right, I say Philly is the most talented team. I'm going to edge Patrick Mahomes over Jalen Hurts. But if we're going by recent form and how they've been playing lately, Jalen Hurts is coming off, you know, probably the best game of his playoff career if you take away the Super Bowl. Now he's playing in another Super Bowl, right? So that's another little, feather in the cap for Jalen Hurts, because he has been shown to play well under the pressure of the Super Bowl. And in his last Super Bowl, he didn't have Saquon Barkley, right? So I think Philly is more talented across the board, except at quarterback. But at quarterback is not as big a gap as most people would like to believe. And then when you start getting into the skill position and the other positions like running back, it's Philadelphia, I think, and it's not even close with the way that Saquon Barkley has been playing. KC runs a running back committee. If you're going wide receiver for wide receiver, Philadelphia will have the edge as well. You got Dallas Goedert, who is no slouch. Travis Kelce is probably the better tight end, right? But Kelce is having a down year. Now, while he picked it up in the playoffs, right, this year as a whole for Kelce hasn't been great. So I think if we're going team for team on offense, Philadelphia has the better offense. On defense, Kansas City's defensive line is really strong, but I still will edge Philadelphia's defensive line slightly. And then when we get into the linebackers and the defensive backs, I will edge Philadelphia as well. So really, if we're going team for team, I do think Philadelphia is the most talented team. But it's something about this Kansas City team, right? They kind of had this like magical feel about them. Patrick Mahomes is going for his third Super Bowl in a row. No quarterback has ever won 3 straight Super Bowls. He would be the first. So I do think, there's a little bit of history on the side of Pat Mahomes. And what I've learned over the years, man, that, you don't really want to bet against Patrick Mahomes. Even in games this year, right? They look out of some of these games and then they just find a way to win at the end. You know what I mean? I think Philly is talented enough to where maybe they could offset some of this, magic that Kansas City has going. But as a whole, the fans are the ones that's going to win with this Super Bowl, because I do think this Super Bowl is going to be one of the better ones. You got both these teams who are familiar being in the Super Bowl, so they're not going to succumb to that pressure. My first mind, if this was any team, maybe other than Kansas City, with the way Philadelphia had been looking, I'd be taking the Philadelphia Eagles, right? But again, man, just something about, Patrick Mahomes is hard betting against Patrick Mahomes. The offense is playing better, in the playoffs. It's like they have found a rhythm. Philadelphia is beating down, their rhythm. Philadelphia, the best thing about Philly, right? You could use Jalen Hurts in the passing offense as your secondary weapon with as dangerous as that passing game is. With Kansas City's offense, it's all Patrick Mahomes or nothing. You get what I'm saying? So you're putting a lot on Patrick Mahomes. I think Philadelphia has more of a balanced attack on offense. Philadelphia also is the slight underdog in this. I think it's like plus 105 to like KC's minus 125, right? So most of the money is coming in on Philly, but KC is still the favorite. And I think mostly that has to do with Patrick Mahomes. But to give y'all my game pick, man, I'm going to go with KC in this. I'm not overly confident in it because, Saquon Barkley, that Philadelphia offense, looks like a madman. You look at that Philadelphia defense, one of the best defenses in the league. They're playing out of their mind. KC's wide receivers are most definitely going to have to step up. I'm expecting the big game from Travis Kelce because they're going to need it. I wouldn't be too surprised if Philly came in here and won this, but Kansas City Chiefs will be my pick. I think it's going to be a close game. I got Kansas City winning this maybe 27-24. The total is sitting at 48.5. I do think this game goes over. I think both teams are able to put up, at least, 3 touchdowns or something like that to hit that over. But Kansas City is going to be my full game side pick. Now what we about to do is we about to get into the props and parlays, the money portion of the video. All right, so I'm going to go and drop this on y'all, then I'm going to get up out of here, man. I got 4 plays for y'all. We got Mahomes for 225 passing yards. We got Jalen Hurts under 212 passing yards. We got Saquon Barkley to run for 100 yards, and we got Saquon Barkley TD. Those going to be the plays that I play for the Super Bowl 59. I wish y'all good luck on y'all bets. We gonna keep it short and sweet for this Super Bowl. I got Kansas City to win, got Kansas City to make history. Mahomes 225 passing, Hurts under 212. Barkley 100 rushing yards and the touchdown. That's all I got for y'all, man. Skin the Hardaway Southern T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but this the present. That's how we rocking. And make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.